Hello YouTubers, welcome back. This is now issue 84 of Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. So it actually feels ages since I've done one of these, but you know, it was obviously last week. But I don't know, I'm looking forward to this. We've got a lot of fiddly parts coming. What I will say is this month's delivery, I'm guessing I will remind nearer the time. I'm guessing this is to do with issue 87, which obviously I'm not there yet. I've had this little note. I'm not sure if anyone else has, so I'll be interested to know in the comments below. It says, oops, due to a supply error, the LED light has been made yellow instead of blue. We have corrected this in time and you will find the correct blue LED light in this delivery. Apologise for any inconvenience caused. We hope you're enjoying your collection. Best, the Build the DeLorean team. And then there's like a number there. I don't know. It's some sort of number at the bottom. I don't know what that means. But yeah. So having a look through, I mean, issue 86 looks like there's some sort of LED or some sort of thing in there, but it's either that, but more likely I think it's referring to this issue 87. Because there's two lots of LEDs in there. You've got one lot there and then you've got another couple there. So yeah, I don't know what that refers to, but I'm guessing 87. So yeah, just let me know in the comments below if you've received that in your latest delivery. So without further ado, let's go down, crack on with the builds. Lots of parts in this one. We're going to be working more on the engine surround. So yeah, let's get going. Okay, so as normal, I'm going to open up the pack, we'll get the parts out, we'll check them off, and then we'll get going. So quite a few parts in this one, and a very small part in that one. Okie doke, so I think that is everything out of there. So, in this delivery, we've got the engine bay centre, which is this piece here. This is plastic. Okay, we've got a which orientation does that sit? I think it's this part, which is a support. I can't seem too much. Oh right, yeah, like that. So yeah, we've got the support, which is this black piece here. Okay, we've got the a bar, which is this plastic piece here. And we got this, which is the left side of the engine bay. There's a little bit of detail on there. Okay, and then we've obviously got the right hand side of the engine bay, which is this part here. Again, that is plastic. We've got two silver plastic brackets. We've got a cap, which is tiny. And then we've also got a tank, which is the back of the tank. And it's very bright in here, isn't it? I really need to sort out my camera. So yeah, that's the back of the tank. And then we've obviously got the front of the tank there. Okie doke. And then with this issue we've also got some AP screws and we've got some DM screws as well. And that is all the parts. So let me just grab my screwdriver out and then we'll get going. So I think it's going to be this screwdriver. This seems to be my favourite one. So let's go from there. Okay, the first thing we need to do is take part 84E and push the two brackets in place as shown. So it's referring to the right hand side of the engine bay, which is this part here, and you've got 4 holes in the centre there, and these brackets are going to fit in. Now I noticed straight away that they've got a key on them, so these will only fit in one way. Okay, and they're going to both pop in there like that. They're both the same, so it doesn't matter which way round they go. And then we're going to screw them in from the other side with AP screws. So I'll just get my pot. There we go. And then yeah, AP screws in from behind. So that is one in. And 2. 3. And then the last one. 4. Okay, and that's those brackets installed nice and tight. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing with the tank here. It wants us to push this, the two parts of the tank together. Like so. Okay, and then we're going to fix them together again with AP screws. These will only fit one way. You can guess which way they're going to fit, because obviously the neck of the tank will match up. And there we have the tank assembled. I'm just trying to get rid of the glare from outside. Hopefully that'll look a bit better. Okay, so once we've done that, we're then going to push the cap into the top of this hole. Okay, so I'm going to do that now, and then that's going to fit in there like so. That is quite a tight fit. So I don't think there's any glue necessary for that. Okay, once that's in place, we're then going to attach this tank to the brackets that we've just fitted. Now there is a direction. Obviously you want to make sure that these two holes on the side here are to your right, and then you've got this this bottom piece here is to the bottom, obviously. And then that will fit in. If I do it the other way, obviously it will fit, but it won't look right because you've got the screw holes there, and you could also screw it in upside down. So just be careful, check the magazine, and then you'll get that in the right orientation. So once that is in the right place, that's going to be screwed in with AP screws again, and we're going to need 4 of those through the tank, and then into the plastic brackets. My screwdriver doesn't want to go in today. So that's one. And then I'm going to do the opposite corner. Obviously don't go mad on these screws, because I think, especially with this screwdriver, you could just keep going and going and going, and then it would just be too late. You would snap something. So just go in as much as you need to do. You'll feel it. Okay, and that is the tank fitted. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to secure this bar in place, and that is going to go in the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that, there's a hole just there, yeah, just where the screw pot is. You can see the hole there now. There's one hole, and the bar is going to screw on this way through that hole. Okay, and to do that, again, we're going to use another AP screw. So you're going to line that up. Might be best to put the screw through the bar just to get it going. Line that screw up like so. There we go. And then screw that in. Now I'm going to leave that. It doesn't really say. I mean, the picture shows it sitting at sort of that angle. Let me just move on to the next step and see, because we're going to be fitting next the support. So I'm wondering if the support has got any involvement in holding that in place. No, it hasn't. So I'm going to put this up as far as it'll go. And then tighten that. And it's a bit of a funny angle from the magazine, but that's as far up as it'll go. Because of the bottom there, you can see it gets wider, so that is stopping that from going any more. So I'm going to leave mine like that, and then have to make some adjustments later on. So next it wants us to get the support. And then push this long tab into the slit that's on there. And that's quite a, well, it's a very tight fit, but that goes in like so. Okay, so next it wants us to grab the assembled engine surround. So I'm just going to grab that, which is in storage. There we go. So this is what we've been working on. And it wants us to turn this over and fit this and not this part. I'm jumping ahead. So once we've got this part, we're going to then take part 84A, which is the engine bay centre, which is this part here. And then you've got two screw lugs at the bottom there. That is going to fit in the centre on those two screw holes. You've got one there, and then you've got one just there. And they're going to go, that's going to fit nicely on there. And then we're going to use DM screws for that. So I'm going to pop them in. And what I'm actually going to do is my washing up liquid trick. So I'm just going to put a bit of washing up liquid on this bag. Take a DM screw and then just dip the end in, just to help it go through this metal part. There we go, that's one in, easy as that. And then the second screw. Again, nice and easy. And then we have something that looks like that. Okay, the next step is to push part 84D into place, which is this part here. And again, you've got two screw lugs there, and that is going to go on this side, on the right hand side as you look at the back. And again, that's going to go on like so. And there is a sort of like a recess. It's hard to explain, but there's a slight corner cut out on this piece, and it's going to fit into the piece we've just put on quite nicely. As I say, it's hard to sort of explain, but when you're doing it, you'll know what I mean. And then obviously we're going to put that in again with two DM screws. Again, I'm going to put some washing up liquid on. Not too tight because we're going through plastic into metal, so I feel that these parts we're screwing on are quite brittle, and I've just got washing up liquid all over me. Okay, I'm just going to check that. That all looks good to me. Okay. Let me show something that looks like that. Okay, then the next part, we're obviously going to be fitting the this part we've just assembled will be going on the remaining side. So again, you've got the 2 screw lugs at the bottom. Just going to move these wires out of the way, and then that is going to go on. And fit on. Again, it's got like a recess there. Okay, and then I'm going to put another 2 DM screws to secure that into place. No, sorry. Okay, no, slightly wrong. What you need to do is just hold that in place. And this is interesting because it's telling us to bring this bar in. Okay. But that's not going to stay there all this time, so that's a bit of a pointless step, to be honest. All it's asking us to do is hold that in place and bring the bar down, and that's it. That's for step 10. But when you let go, that's going to ping back anyway, and this still isn't fixed. So that I would skip to step 10. That's absolutely pointless. So the first thing it wants us to do is line that up. Okay, and then this support here in the corner, it wants us to put 2 AP screws in these 2 holes here. So I'm going to hold that nicely in place. Grab some AP screws and then just put them through the back. So that is 1 and 2. Okay, so once that's done, we can then go back to the DM screws. Again, I'm going to put a little bit of washing up liquid on there, and then we're going to secure the 2 on the side there. So that's 1 in. Okey-doke. And then we've got something that looks a little bit like that. Okay, the next step is to bring this bar around again. The only trouble is, I'm going to loosen that off a bit just while I get this in. Because I've said about it getting wider, it doesn't naturally want to really sit in there. So I'm having to put, not much force, but it's needing a little bit of force just to get that in. I mean, the only other thing is, maybe I've got this upside down, but it didn't say so in the magazine. So let me just take that back out and see if that'll sit. The other way, because looking at it, it's got a slightly smoother bottom. Can you see that? So I'm wondering if I had that upside down, but let me just go back in case I have made an error. No, it doesn't say, it just says fit this in place with an AP screw. And that's very difficult to notice. I'm glad I did. You'll notice that one side is flatter. You want to use the flatter side downwards. Okay, and then that should solve that issue. So I'm just going to get this back in. So yeah, it didn't really make that very clear. And you can just about get to that. Okay, lovely. Yeah, so when you've got that the right way, it does fit in there snug. Okay, so back to where I was. So we're going to fit the other end of this bar in now with an AP screw. Just going to line the hole up. And there we have it. That's that bar in place at the back there. And the wiring's come out a bit. I mean, it's telling us just to wrap this wiring round like that, but I'm not quite sure why at this stage. So yeah, once that bar's in, that is the completed assembly for this issue 84. Okay, so that was it. That was quite a lot to do. This is really bulking out a lot more. As I say, I apologise for the mess up with that bar, but there's absolutely no indication that that is directional. You've just got, it looks the same. You have to really look into detail, and then when you get to step 6, it just says fit it in place with an AP screw. It doesn't sort of suggest that there is a direction. So yeah, but so if you're doing that, just double check. You'll know, because I thought it wasn't quite right, because obviously when there was a bit of resistance, so you couldn't swing that round. I could have got it to fit, but it wouldn't have been quite right. So I'm glad I spotted that, and hopefully that if you're watching this, you won't make that mistake as well. Okay then, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. As normal, thanks to all my current subscribers. Please leave comments in the description below. Yeah, let me know if you had that little slip in your latest delivery. And yeah, that's it. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, there is a link in the description below for that. So until next week, take care and peace.